to thank y'all for joining me today. Now, we're going to be talking about a mental shift of mindset. Okay. Um, the thumbnail says, Master Your Mind, the Foundation of Victory. What if you had the power to really change the scope of your life, the direction of your life, the path of your life, simply by making a mental shift? I went through a program earlier this year, and I'm on it again because I believe in what I teach, what I share with others. I know these principles work. It's just a matter of working them long enough, consistently enough, in order to see them work consistently in your life. And that's what all of us are challenged with to do. That's what all of us are tasked with to do. But only a few people choose to be truly be successful. Hopefully you will choose to be one of those people too. And what do I mean by success? How do you define success? Now, if you define success based on the purpose for why you're here on this planet, that is success. But I know some people don't even think that way. They're thinking about what success is to them, what they want out of life. And so, if you want financial success, if you want spiritual success, if you want relational success, success in your health, success intellectually, success in a career, you have to learn the principles of success, but it begins in the mind. So you must have the willingness to do what it takes. And I'm talking about from a moral standpoint. I already know there's people out there who does some unscrupulous, immoral things to get what they want. I'm not talking about that type. That's not success to me. That gives you all the appearance of success. It gives you the fantasy or fantastical idea of success, but it's not going to be true success. It's not going to be based on truth nor good things. And so sooner or later, the cost will, the penalty will show up. The punishment will hit. It may take a while sometimes, but it will hit. So let's talk about that, because we have to master our mindset. If you master your mind, then you will have foundation for victory. So let's focus on this. Why is mental strength more important than talent, than luck, or resources? Because everyone is talented with something. Even if you don't know or are unaware of it, you are tasked with something. You are skilled with something. You're talented to be able to do something. And you also have the ability to learn something new and become very good at it. You may not have been born with what they call a silver spoon in your mouth. I was born with what I call wisdom spoon in my mouth. That means I had access to wisdom all the days of my life, even up to now. And I'm going on 47 years young. But it's what you do with it. But even having access to the right resources, even being even having certain talents, if you don't have the right mindset, you can lose out. Let's take a player like Allen Iverson, former NBA player back in the 90s. I think a little bit into the 2000s, but mostly in the 90s. He was one of the best basketball players ever. Actually, he is one of the best basketball players ever. He was a point guard. And one moment changed the entire scope of his career. And it was when he was sitting down at the podium at a press conference and answered some questions. I forget exactly how this particular part came up, but one of the reporters asked him about practice. Because you see, if you're the leader of the team, or you have been labeled as or looked at as, because you're a star, he's a superstar of the team, which generally means in that type of field, you are a leader, whether you want to be or not. And so when he was posed with this question about practice, he said, practice? Y'all should check out the video. It's on YouTube. Practice? Man, we talking about practice. We talking about practice. Because he's a walking bucket. He can go out there and make things happen, shake and bake just about anybody. He grew up playing the game of basketball. And so when he got on the professional stage and more was demanded of him, he didn't have the mental toughness, in my opinion. I didn't say he couldn't acquire it. I didn't say he couldn't have adjusted. I'm saying he's demonstrated that he did not have the mental toughness, nor did he understand the moment. And seemingly to me, he didn't understand the question, and he didn't understand the big picture. Allen Iverson was looked at as the leader of that team. And he did lead that team skill-wise. But he lacked true leadership skills. Not because he couldn't acquire them, not because he was lacking in talent. He didn't master his mindset about the particular situation he was in. He failed to recognize it. And guess what happened? His career. No matter how talented he was physically, he had demonstrated to his team, to his teammates, and to other teams in the league that he was not mature enough to handle, at that time, to handle the position he was in and the opportunities that were presented to him and that would have been presented to him had he had the right mindset. And a lot of us can look back right now and regret situations. We can look upon moments in our lives, certain moments that we realize we missed something. And why is that? Let me tell you why. One, awareness. There was a lack of awareness on Allen Iverson's part. He failed to recognize negative thought patterns before they sabotaged him. That moment exposed how he truly felt about team building, even if he didn't identify it as that, as an opportunity to gel with his team and to help lead them, to develop chemistry with his teammates, to empower them, to encourage them, if you will. He lacked awareness of the moment, and it cost him the rest of his career. And now many people know him. I'm a fan of NBA, but the most notable thing, aside from his talents, aside from when he played basketball and he faced players like Michael Jordan, before Jordan had retired, a few years before Jordan had retired and all that, rather than just simply being known as one of the best ball handlers, he used to cross people over. That moment stands out, in my opinion, above the rest, and it cost him. What moment in your life cost you? Now, Allen Iverson today, being in his 50s, I think. He's been in his 50s now. That moment that cost him still does not have to define his career. I don't know what he's doing now. He just popped in my mind. That's why I'm sharing it with you now. I didn't write this down. I just remember the story. That's the only story, or the first story that really came to my mind about this. Talking about a mind shift, or talking about mastering your mind. If you look at your back on your life, there are moments you cannot get back. There are words you cannot take back. There are actions or behaviors you took that you cannot take back. I know what it's like to struggle with those moments. I know what it's like to live in a black hole, so to speak, or in a world of my own, kind of going in a downward spiral, this dark tunnel, and you're trying to figure out, how did I get here? How do I get out? Or allow yourself to surrender to it. You want better. You want to do better. Once you become aware that you don't have to stay in that mode. If you put yourself, we can talk about God, and we can talk about the devil, we can talk about all these other people, and we can talk about the situations. But at the end of the day, you are still the common denominator. I'm still the common denominator in my life. The same for each and every one of us. So we have a choice to make. The Bible says, as a man, and this includes a woman, it's talking about the mankind or the human species. It's not talking about a gender only. But once we realize, as I think in my heart, so am I. So do I become. Now I take back, or I use the authority over my life to change things. Because it's not going to happen by accident. You didn't arrive in that situation by accident, even if you don't fully know how you got there. You didn't arrive there by accident, but you can make a decision to come up out of it. I believe in prayer strongly. But I can't pray against your will, per se. I can pray that your will be influenced, but I can't pray against your will. You have to decide that. You have to decide that you're not going to be lazy anymore. You have to decide, or you have the option to decide that you're going to be proactive. Go get a job, get into a relationship, go and make yourself available to get into a relationship, to change your financial situation, to get in better shape. You have to decide that. That's your option. You have to decide whether or not you want to be around people who are going to actually help you go to the next level, or stay with people who are going to keep you where you are or take you below. Those are your decisions. Those are my decisions. It's a mindset. Be aware. Recognize negative thought patterns before they sabotage you. But I'm going to add this. Those, as I was just saying, there have been negative thought patterns that have sabotaged you that you can't recover from. Some of which you can recover from. This does not have to be the end of your story. Turn the page. Write a new chapter. Be aware that you can write a new chapter. Yes, you do have the power. Yes, you do. I don't know if yes, you do. Make a decision. Number 2, have discipline. Allen Iverson lacked discipline in this area. He didn't want to practice with his teammates. His talent alone got him to where he was. He probably did practice plenty of times. He grew up playing basketball, so he probably did practice a lot, just not with his teammates, not with the team. Not under the guidance and leadership of the coach, the coaching staff. So he showed a disrespect, not just for himself or his ability to add to the team. He showed a disrespect to his leadership, showed a disrespect to his owners, the team owners, showed disrespect for his teammates. In my opinion, also showed disrespect for the fans, because a lot of people paid money to come and see him, which impacted the team, which impacted the ratings on television, all those things. A lot of people were affected by Allen Iverson's selfish attitude. And I'm not saying this in terms of beating a man up today for that deal. I'm just saying that was one of the most significant. You can use all kinds of examples, but again, that's the one that came to mind. You have to train your mind like an athlete trains their body. Again, this part does not apply to Allen Iverson now. Hopefully he is doing some good things with his life, but train your mind. And yes, this is a challenge. For example, after this video, I'm going to work out. I don't want to work out. I do not like the process of working out. I don't like the pain. I don't like it when my coach asks me, how do you feel? I don't want to tell you how I feel. You don't care really how I feel. That's what I want to say. And that's what actually I have told her. I said, listen, how I feel really doesn't matter. The question is am I willing to go through the process? Yes. How I feel, I don't want to do this. I'm getting up at 5 in the morning to go to work out at 6:15. I don't want to go work out. So I have to shift my mentality, shift my mentality from what I don't want to do to why I'm doing it. So that can get me up. So why do I work out? So I can be in better shape. So I can be of better use when necessary. So I can be there to help my parents who are a little upper in age now. And so I want to do things they don't have to worry about. I don't want them to worry about certain things. I got it, Dad. I got it, Mom. That's why I do this. When I get married, I want my wife to have a healthy husband. But as a person, I want to be healthy. I want to be a healthy vessel for God so God can use me. I should be laid up in a bed, sick somewhere. I know things happen, but I'm talking about what I can control. So if God wants to use me to travel, to help other people, to speak and all of that, how can I sit there on this video if I'm laid up in bed sick? Even if one person listens to what I say and uses it, this was worth it. But if I'm sick somewhere and I could have controlled my eating habits, exercising, resting, just how I manage and discipline this body, I wouldn't be doing this video. If I don't do what I'm supposed to do, and I ain't perfect at it yet, don't misunderstand me, but if I don't do those things I'm supposed to do, how can I sit here and help you, talk to you, share my story with you, encourage or inspire you? I believe this is a part of my divine assignment. So that's why I'm doing this. So focus on disciplining yourself. Discipline is not an easy thing. Otherwise, we wouldn't have to say it. And number 3, resilience. How to bounce back faster from setbacks. Everything, as far as what you can control, does not have to always take a long time. But I'm going to add this part too. Don't expect all the results to happen in a moment's time. That's a big difference. Don't do that to yourself. Those are false expectations. Those things will really set you back when you have false expectations. Have resilience. Bounce back faster from setbacks. How do I do that? Shift your mindset. You can't collapse time frames. You can do those things that you put off. Things that take you 5 minutes to do, you put off into the next day. And you know you can do that right now. Do that thing right now. Don't put it off tomorrow. Get it off the list right now. That's discipline. That's resilience. That's having the right mindset. How many times have we put things off to the next moment or to the next day only to not get to it? Days, weeks, months, and sometimes years later. If that. Husbands, your wife asks you to do take out the trash or get the washer fixed. What could have taken you a couple of hours now takes you a couple of weeks. And you mad because she keep bringing it up to you. But she trusts you. What she's saying is, I trust that you will get this done, especially when you say, baby, I get you taken care of. I get it taken care of. And something keeps coming up. Or wife. Husband asks you to do something about clothes or about some type of errand he asks you to run, or some type of chore, or some type of special request he gives you. Hey, I got it. I'll get it taken care of. Hey, baby, will you stop doing that this time? Yeah, I will. And you keep doing it. He's trusting you. And when you decide not to do that thing that he trusted you not to do, and again, it's reasonable, and it's something he requests, you have just hurt, damaged that trust. You can regain some of that. Kids, when your parents tell you, clean up your room, keep it clean. Then you hide everything in the closet and under the bed so you can go hang out with your friends or play your favorite video game. Then when they catch you and you get in trouble, you get mad at them for holding you accountable when you told them, yes, ma'am, yes, sir, I'll get it done. Or simply, whether you say yes or no to it or not, you don't get the job done. That's disrespect. You're now showing your parents they can't trust you. I'm telling you, these principles work. Business works in church, wife, it works in politics. These principles work regardless of what field you're in or situation you're dealing with. We can use and employ these principles if we choose to. Now that you are aware, discipline yourself. You discipline yourself and be resilient. Bounce back from the challenge. When you win or if you make mistakes, bounce back from it. Make good things happen out of it. Lay a foundation for success. Lay the foundation for victory. This is not something you're gonna wake up and it's gonna be there for you. This is gonna take diligent work, diligent efforts on your part, my part, if we truly want to be what we call successful. It doesn't matter what it is in life you want to be successful at. These principles, they work 100% of the time. I'm gonna say this, then I'm gonna save the rest for part 2. Because I told you this week. Last week I didn't post my video because I was busy with some other things. I'm a one-man operation. And so I said I was going to give y'all, do something for y'all. It's a gift to y'all. I'm going to do 2 videos this week. I'm going to do part 1 of this teaching and part 2 tomorrow. Posted for tomorrow. So don't expect everything to happen overnight. That's a false expectation. And there's also a lack of awareness of understanding that everything does not work at your speed. Be patient with the process. Learn how things work and work with the principles instead of against the principles. Then you're going to begin to see greater and greater success. Whatever level you are at, let's just say if you're at below average, average, or above average levels, any of those levels, any of those stages, you can change for the best, just like you can change for the worst. Make the decision today, make it now, that you're going to make the necessary changes, starting with your mindset. That I'm going to do what I got to do, and I'm going to see it through. Thank y'all for joining me. I'm going to see y'all on the next one. And remember, maximize the moment.